Alright guys, we have a very sneaky muscle endurance workout today. We're working through some deficit handstand push-ups and burpee get-overs. This is one of those combinations where, like, obviously as you move into climbing the ladder here and adding more and more reps to the deficit handstand push-ups, that pressing is going to go. But one of the things that you do often without noticing it in that burpee get-over is really kind of push down and use the lats quite a bit. And we found that this combination is pretty nasty. So what I've been talking to McKenna about is just this idea of, can we find a variation of the burpee get over where you're not pushing down as much, because your lower half is really going to be freed up in this workout. And then Paige's variation is the same but the opposite. So she's doing power cleans here instead of the deficit handstand push-ups. And what that's going to do for her is sort of double up on being explosive with that hip extension. So she's going to want to use the upper body more to get it up over that box. So again, it's about these muscle endurance workouts and understanding the movement efficiency or the changes in movement style that you can have to get yourself to go a little further. So 10-minute AMRAP.
I did not come to play. I ain't got no limit. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm limitless. It's my turn right now. Yeah, I'm get out the way. I ain't thinking. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm limitless. Do my thing, watch me do my thing. I'ma do my thing. I did not come to play. I'ma do my thing. Watch me do my thing. Do my thing. I'm limitless. I'm limitless, right?
I'm very Fran-like. Aesthetically. That's the most intense thing I've done since Rogue. So.
Scary at the sport.
I don't make her.
So we are doing 4 by 40 calorie ski, rest 3.5 minutes. This is at 7th gear. Every once in a while when we post the gear recommendations on Instagram, people are wondering what that is. Basically created a system where athletes can monitor how fast they would go in certain situations on certain machines. And then that allows you to use things like linear progression that you would use in traditional weightlifting with machines. So like, okay, the last time I did a 7th gear piece, I held 1,000 cals per hour on the ski, that sort of thing. You have points of reference for previous workouts, and then hey, I'm feeling good today. I want to, sort of set a new thing for the gear. So again, that's going to be in your like 2 to 2.5 minute range. And with the longer rest, you definitely want to make sure that you're flushing either on like a rower or an echo bike, something like that that does involve the upper body at a super slow speed. So with stuff like this, it's super important to take into account everything that you've done during the day. So you sort of start at that pace that has, you've kept in mind. I've either used my upper body a bunch or I haven't, that sort of thing. And then you adjust it as you go, but it gives people a really good frame of reference for how to attack a piece. Legs, back, arms, you do the opposite and reverse, that kind of thing. So I just like to make sure that people have the same sort of context on the ski, because not a lot of technique is taught when it comes to the ski. We'll go conga line style. I'll show you guys what I'm looking for, and we'll just do step 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll just give you guys something to think about while you're in the pain cave. So step 1 is getting the knees and hips involved. So I'm not going to straighten my arm and go full mummy style, but I'm going to start the ski here like this so that I can get my chest moving in the direction that I want and get my lower half involved. This is almost the version of like the legs only. So try not to have that, don't change your arm as much. There you go. Good.
I feel real dumb doing this.
You can bend your arms a little bit more, like you wouldn't have to. Good. Good. So what changed as you were trying to get it to rev up a little bit more is you got your lower half involved. That's definitely something that I see with your skiing is a little bit more sort of bend at the waist. Mm-hmm. So to make sure that as you initiate, you're really getting that leg drive.
Okay. Go ahead, Ryan.
Oh, do you want me to go? All right. Why not?
Listen, I learned how to ski at the games, so.
And one of the ways that you can figure out how to make this more efficient is to go full meathead mode and actually stare at the screen and be like, how much power can I generate without doing the full movement? Because then you know that you're initiating using the muscles that you want to. So second step after getting the hips and knees involved is the elbow down. What I'm looking for typically from like a side view is that the forearm is actually fairly vertical. So like we wouldn't want to get into this position and like have an angle like this because I'm not going to have as much leverage over when I go to snap down. So kind of start in the same way. And get, I like that my hood goes up every time.
You make it easy to start because it hasn't stopped yet. I don't get the good stop.
So right now, your hand is way out in front of your elbow. So you want it to be more here.
Can I get closer? Or should I stay where I was.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you do with the rest of your body, but yes. Much better. And really the difference from like a coaching perspective is when you go to drive, your elbow gets more in line with your hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you trying to drive your elbows down, or not really?
So it's here, and then yes, you want to sort of, once you've used the fact that you have leverage over your shoulder, it becomes about your elbow. So same thing, when you're driving here, it's elbow back. And we want it to be a gun in this position, and then the elbow is pulling down. Yeah. What's that?
It gets it up so high.
Yeah. That's, you're actually using the levers that you have at your hip and at your shoulder. Like that's how you can tell. If you can't rev the ski up without finishing down here, then it's way too much about your upper body, which, as we know, doesn't really hang on in the same way that the lower body does. So the last piece here, after I get into this position, is finishing without, like, there are so many ways where people, like, some people like set them near the fan, and then most beginners do this shit. And it's just like, at this point, there isn't much left of the, I'm gonna call it the chain, whatever you call it. And this like finishing out in this direction does absolutely nothing for you. So one of the ways that I have like taught it and like to think about is when I'm here, I think about trying to go to my pockets. So start in the same way. Biggest thing that I see is some strokes you finish and some you don't. So it's like really important when you get here to get all the way down instead of using all of that momentum and not. So the biggest thing is that finish for short. So I get down into this position here and I'm kind of hunched over and I only reach back up to here. So if this was like a full send or like in 8th gear, I'm gonna try to holster this thing back to its close. And that's when you would get the like, you're actually coming up into that position right there, but you don't wanna shorten your stroke that much. The other thing that I don't see as much from you guys is the people that have this kind of thing going on. Like that can make it really challenging. So I'm just thinking about trying to put it back up into that position depending on how fast I'm going relative to what the piece is. Really try to reach that handle back up. 3, 2, 1, go!
Fly dope swaggy, that's how I roll. On another level, on another level, on another one above me. Stepping through the crowd, yeah, I'm feeling so supreme. Feeling so supreme. On another level, on another one above me. Stepping through the crowd, yeah, I'm feeling so supreme. Feeling so supreme. On another level, on another one above me. Stepping through the crowd, yeah, I'm feeling so supreme. Feeling so supreme. On another level, on another one above me. Stepping through the crowd, yeah, I'm feeling so supreme. Feeling so supreme. On another level, on another one above me. Stepping through the crowd, yeah, I'm feeling so supreme. Cream. On another level, on another level, on another one above me. Stepping through swaggy, that's how I roll. On another level, ain't stepping through the crowd, yeah, I'm feeling so supreme. Feeling so no one above me. Stepping through the crowd, yeah, I'm feeling so supreme. On another level, no one above me. Stepping through the crowd, yeah, I'm feeling so supreme. On another level, no one above me. Stepping through the crowd, yeah, I'm feeling